All of our upside targets have been met in the short-term time frame, and I'm starting to get questions about what the asset looks like in the long term. Before I disclose that, I will remind you that I take very little fundamental analysis into consideration since I am a systematic short-term time frame day trader. Let's go over the long term now, though. Welcome back to the channel on this silly Sunday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol STAL. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol STAL here. And just to remind everybody, this was the descending broadening wedge, of which now I already have an image and a screenshot out of this, right? Since I am collecting all of the descending broadening wedges and ascending and right angled in whichever variety of the broadening wedge I have, right? I'm cataloging all of them, right? So yes, we definitely met the upside targets of ours. I'm actually getting the question now, like, what is it looking like for the long term? What is it looking like for the future here? Some things that some questions that I do get often, right? So I think it's fair. I think it's fair for the shareholders to ask a question like that, right? But remember what I said in the introduction. It's not that one strategy would work against another. It's just that I want you to just take into consideration that I rarely take a look at, I look at very, very, very specific fundamentals, right? So in this case, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it, right? So here is the monthly time frame, right? So the monthly time frame is, just imagine every single candle here takes around 30 days on average to complete, right, before a next candle prints. So yes, the asset, has faced some serious turbulence here. Lots of downside. First thing I want to mention here is that we have increasing volume. Okay, so huge volume, considering the flat volume that we had here for years, right? So actually the asset has been trading, yeah, it looks like it's been trading since about 2020, right? So yeah, very flat volume over the last almost 4 years now. But check this out, okay? 3 days and 16 hours to close this monthly iteration. That's very important. Why is it very important? Why? Because of this. We have a bullish buy formation printing right now on the monthly time frame. Okay? This right over here. You're looking at a bullish engulfing here, right? So this is the forward green candle engulfing the prior monthly candle entirely. Now, bullish buy formation because this is a hammer. This is an inverted hammer at the bottom of a trend. And usually when you print this type of candle at the, at the tail end of the bottom of a trend, that suggests a reversal. Now, the reversal did come in, and in fact, it engulfed the prior candle too. So this in 3 days and 16 hours, let's see, 1, 2, 3, it may be a Thursday, maybe a Wednesday or Thursday at the close. We're going to see exactly what the effects will be upon the following day after that close, and they may be very good. Okay, so first of all, it's not to say that it's just going to continue to the upside. It's already getting something else that's incredibly important for the asset to do. Okay, so I want you to pay attention here to how long it's been since we've ever pierced upside of this moving average here, the green one. This is the SMA 10. Okay, notice that the last time we even peeked our head through that moving average was back here in December of 2021. Now that sounds familiar is because that is the start of the bear cycle. Right, November or December 2021, that was when everything started capitulating, right? So another thing I want you to notice here is that, yes, there is kind of a lack of bullish engulfing, iterations here. But what I can say is that there is one right here, and it did get respected for an upside a bit, right? We actually have been respecting bearish engulfings more than anything. Right, so here is a bearish engulfing right here. This is the red candle engulfing the prior green one, right? This is a bearish engulfing right here, engulfing the prior green one, and we've had downsides since. Here is another one. This is the red candle engulfing the green one, so we can see that candle analysis, and even right here, this is a bearish engulfing too, right? So we can see that on average, yeah, we're respecting the engulfing candle formation in general, right? So I would like to have seen more, right, of the bullish engulfing, but still the fact that we're respecting monthly time frame candle formations is already a good sign. Okay, so yes, we have the bullish buy formation here closing in 3 days and 16 hours. We have a a dramatic increase in volume here, and we are about to close our monthly time frame candle upside of the SMA 10. Now, if there is a closure of the SMA 10, that means that we have now broken outside of an inflection point, and there is a chance that we may actually have to come back and validate that or confirm it as a valid support. So we may experience a pullback here, right? The pullback can happen to maybe around anywhere between 104 to about 81, two zeros and 81 before a continuation to the upside. You're not just going to get continuation to the upside without anything under consideration. Okay, so that's already a macro signal. I'm already keeping an eye on that EMA 21 right up here, located at around 25.79, so close to 26 cents, which does in some sense makes sense with this top side resistance here, right? So let's go ahead and mark those off, right? So that would be the top side of about 23.87 to the top side of that range, which would be around 30.51. Okay, so right around there, that could be a target for us to observe over the next month or two, right? So it's going to take some time for us to get there, right? So anything can happen in the markets, right? Anything can happen, right? So they could just an incredible piece of news, a catalyst, and this thing will run to the upside like crazy. I get it, right? So now I want to display to you something else, right? So let's go ahead and revert back to actually, you know what? I will remember to do that, but I still have to talk to you about the monthly, right? Because of this. Now, this is stochastic momentum. This is my usual pair. I usually pair stochastic momentum or verse it with volatility. And I want you to please pay close attention to this because this is the most critical of expansion phases that this asset has ever faced, ever, to present day. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we are looking at three consistent, critical bars printed here of the volatility maxed out at just about 99.9 or about 100%. This is the moving average in the white. The volatility component is the volatility component itself. And you can see here that the volatility component and moving average are absolutely capped. So usually what happens here is that there is a contraction phase setting to start. Mathematically speaking, it is kind of a program to do that, right? But I don't want to say programmed. I think it's just it's naturally set in that form, in that fashion. And I will, just in case you have trouble getting the same results as I am getting here, I want you to notice that I am using the log scale. Okay, so on this indicator in particular, I use log on price action and very, very seldomly on an indicator. Okay, so an indicator, I'm using log scale here because I would like to see in a closer, in a, I just want to see what it's doing closer without me having to do this, right? Without me having to zoom in like crazy. So if I put on log, that shows us that we're absolutely on an upside pivot, right? So us having an upside pivot here that's about to start, and then this potentially either maintaining its expansive or critical expansion or starting a contraction phase, that is one entire setup for a continuation to the upside, right? Another thing that we can do is, sure, we can go ahead and remove the log scale and let's go ahead and just finesse the information here. And we'll look at the D% as a 1 day look back with a smoothing factor of 1. And there you go. So without us having to go to log, it is already showing us that we have an upside pivot despite the fact, right? So this is already showing on a macro scale that we are on an upside pivot. And mind you, we still haven't gotten the closure. So that means that upon this closure here, this may actually pivot straight to the upside, and volatility may either continue at critical expansion or it'll start contracting. I want to remind you guys one more thing, right? That I have opened up an extra 30 seats to my 16-week mentorship course. So definitely go ahead and reach out to me at arcmasterscourse@gmail.com and I'll get you enrolled. Okay, make sure to get a good start to this year. All right, team. So now that already completes the monthly time frame outlook, right? So it's looking incredibly powerful. And yes, I do see that there is a potential upside continuation. Know for a fact that the short-term time frame will have zigzags, right? It will It will go up, it'll go down, it'll do its natural thing just the way price action usually does, right? So let's go ahead and now pull back here to the weekly time frame, another bullish thing I want to talk to you about, right? So I want you to notice here that we're in the process of converting not only the EMA 21 and the SMA 50 into support, but in candle formation or in candle theory, a little bit of a weird one here, but we definitely got a print of a three white soldiers right over here, right? So that is a critical candle formation, specifically looking at them in the weekly time frames, right? Anything of these candle formations printing upside of the 8 hour time frame and above is I prefer, right? So now when we're looking at them on the weekly, when we're looking at them on the monthly, like the bullish engulfing, high hit rate, high strike rates, right? So this is looking absolutely powerful. Now, it looks like the SMA 100 is located right at our discretionary top here. And now using the EMA 55 in a shorter time frame, we can see the potentials of resistance already, right? So we can see here 991. So that's about 10 cents. We can go ahead and pair that too, right? So it's going to be that 991 to the top side of the resistance at this range right over here, which would be around 1222, right? So it's gonna fluctuate, right? As we move up here in the price action, the moving averages will also start to kind of get influenced by the price action towards the upside. All right. So yeah, three white soldiers here. Mind you, that the three white soldiers nor the bullish engulfing have any price objectives. They are just typically. It's just typical for us to assume a continuation to the upside psychologically speaking, right? So no price objectives within that. But yes, if I think we just got in, I'm going to say this clearly. I think we just got the weekly closure on Friday, right? And we closed upside of the SMA 50. Notice here that the SMA 50 is landing right at about here at around 150, right? So if there is a pullback in the immediate short term, sure, there could be a pullback here to the 150 zone, potentially down to, I see a lot of confluence actually. Let's see. So let me go ahead and just draw it in like this and take into consideration the most used bottom side targets here. Just a moment, team. I will give you that in just a quick sec. Yeah, I'd say about 146, right? That could be a possibility there. And if we are to face a continuation to the downside beyond that, then sure, let's just go ahead and put one more down. Okay. And I would see that to be in a very discretionary manner here. Zero, yeah, about 136 to about 130, right? So that could be two areas here of potential supports, right? So 150 to 146, and the bottom one being 130 to 136 potential pullback, right? Just know that we're getting critical closures here, and they are absolutely good. I mean, very very considerable, since we are getting them paired with bullish formations, paired with inclining volume, um, and closures upside of the moving averages, right? So yeah, everything is looking pretty good here, team. All right, so this is, and then the one last thing I wanna give you here is, yeah, these indicators are still up for subscription. Go ahead and get in touch with me, right? But if we're looking at this in a macro scale, then we just got the first print, a long print here, right, to suggest a continuation to the upside in the ARQ algos, right? So this is the algorithms that we have released, the scripts that will give you a strategy for buy or sell, right? You have a buy signal here, it takes you up, short signal here, it takes you out, right? And now the next one just printed. We have a long signal printed just here, right? So this is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Now this paired with the ARQ DBSI, which is you're getting about 8 to 10 scripts here, right? When subscribing to this to the ARQ indicators. Notice here that DBSI is the one that has all the little numbers above and under, right? So this is the first weekly closure that we're getting upside of the EMA 13, right? So the score that you're seeing up here, that's 91% bulls over the bears at 9%, is simply taken. I'm actually getting a really interesting read here, because we're supposed to be getting the read of the closures of the candles upside of the EMA 13 versus the closures of the candles beneath the EMA 13. So despite the fact we're still getting a 91% read, meaning that the candles that did score and close upside of the EMA 13 are infinitely stronger than the ones closing below, right? So this is looking very good. And in fact, weekly time frame suggesting consolidation, right? So it does have a buy or a sell signal strategy with the red here and the blue, right, or pink and blue. All right, so yeah, I think the upside here is still more relevant than not, right? Statistically speaking, I feel a little bit uncomfortable here because we took it all the way up to the upper bound of the 12th standard deviation, and we marked off our targets here. And we definitely got the high of 0177 when I said that the top side target was going to be 0179 before we got there, right? So we, in fact, nailed it. We nailed it, team. So everything is looking good. This is definitely something that you will learn in the ARC Masters trading course in the 16-week mentorship. So make sure to get your seat and get enrolled before it's too late. Okay, team? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.